Protect nature, preserve land, the reality of climate change, causes, effects, and solutions. Introduction. Basa Marge.
The Intergovernment Panel on Climate Change (IPCC), a United Nations body that evaluates climate change science, released its report on global climate change. The report's important conclusions were the following: world's climate has changed significantly over the past century. The significant change has human influence. Using climate models, and if the trend continues, the global mean surface temperature will increase between sana siya. Sana. 1 degree Celsius and 3.5 degrees Celsius by 2100. According to experts, global climate change could have a greater potential to change life on our planet than anything else except a nuclear war. These changes will also lead to a number of potentially serious consequences.
Okay, so ang Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change or IPCC sa United States, guys, i-evaluate nila ang climate change or nag-release of reports nga ang climate change has changed significantly over the past century. The significant change has human influence using climate models, and if the trend continues, the global mean surface temperature will increase between 1 degree Celsius and 3.5 degrees Celsius by 2100. So, Dare, why should a few degrees of warming be a cause of concern? So, according to experts, global climate change could have a greater potential to change life in our planet than anything else except a nuclear war. These changes will also lead to a number of potentially serious consequences. Next. So, what is climate change? Climate change refers to the statistically significant changes in climate for a continuous period of time. Factors that contribute to climate change can be natural, internal process, external forces, and persistent anthropogenic changes in the composition of the atmosphere or in land use. It can also be due to natural occurrences or contributed by acts of humanity. So, when you say climate change is the long-term significant shift of changes. For example, in dari sa Philippines is ang climate dari sa Pilipinas is duha lang ang tag-init o ang tag-ulan. So factors that contribute to it can be natural internal processes. Natural internal is ang kana is for example mga volcanic eruptions then sa external process is katong sa gawas na atong sa atmosphere. Then sa anthropogenic is mao siya mga buhat bitaw sa mga tao. Kanang for example anang pagsunog sa mga sa mga sagbot, mga gases nga mga siya mao. It can also be due to natural occurrences or contributed by acts of human beings. So causes of climate change. We have natural causes, volcanic eruptions. When volcanoes erupt, it emits different natural aerosols like carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, salt crystals, volcanic ashes, or dust, and even microorganisms like bacteria and viruses. So pag mabuto daw ang volcanic ay ang volcan kay nana siya daghan kay na magawas nga mga aerosols. So ang aerosols is mga small particles bitaw na siya or small kanang water drops mga yan nabas na marsha ang aerosols is kanang ay paano siya kanang mga sila ang fog, mist katapos ng mga mao to siya. So kani siya is kung mabuto ang vulkan is kato siya na aerosols is nato siya effect mo to ang cooling effect kay kasi ang katong aerosols is gina-absorb niya or gina-reflect niya ang init or ang light sa gikan sa sun. Next. What happens in violent volcanic eruption is the release of ash particle in the atmosphere. The volcanic ashes which have sulfur dioxide combined with water vapor masama na tong giingon nga i-absorb niya or i-reflect ang katong light or heat sa gikan sa sun. Volcanoes located near the equator are more likely to cause global cooling because of the wind pattern. Volcanoes located near the north or south poles are less likely to cause cooling because of cold wind pattern. Kasi pag ang volcano is nasa north or south pole is ihagit ang is ginakulong niya sa sulod dito sa cold wind pattern. Ang sa pole ginakulong niya ang kabog na dito. So mao dira kayo ay dito ra magpundo ang kabog na. There are several recorded major volcanic eruptions that cause climate change. Muna siya ang Mount Tabora of Indonesia, erupted in 1816. Then we have Mount Krakatawa in 1883 and Mount Pinatubo in 1991, also contributed to the cold years of planet Earth. So muna siya ang mga volcanic eruptions nga nag-contribute sa cold years of planet Earth. Next, we have orbital changes. This was proposed by the Milankovitch theory. The Milankovitch theory states that as the Earth travels through space around the Sun, cyclical variations in the three elements of Earth, Sun geometry combine to produce variation in the amount of solar energy that reaches Earth or according to academic important consensus. So, ang pag-orbit ko daw sa Earth is contribute na siya sa climate change. So, na-diri ang next ang elements sa cycles, the three elements that have cyclic variations.
Or nalagig.
Ha? No. So, we have eccentricity. A term is describe the shape of Earth's orbit around the Sun. The impact of the radiation is a change in the amount of solar energy from perihelion around January 3 to aphelion around July 4. So, ang eccentricity is, muna siya ang ang shape sa Earth while natuyok sa ay ga-orbit siya sa Sun. Dili man siya ang perfect gid na circle kay usa may maubol daw di siya. So, itong pagtuyok sa Earth sa sa Sun, muna ta siya ang eccentricity. Ang perihelion is, muna siya ang time na ang Earth is duol kayo sa init. Then, galing ang aphelion is, muna siya ang time na layo ang Earth sa Sun. So, nari siya around sa core. So, dari is, tugnaw-tugnaw, hindi na siya dari is. Maano rin siya mahitabo na rin siya pag ang katulad ang shape, ang eccentricity is, nahimo na siya oval. Ihagit ang pagtuyok sa Sun is oval ang iyang shape. Then, the time frame for the cycle is approximately 98 years. Currently, our sensitivity is 0.016 and there is about 6.4% of the sensitivity from July to January. So, kani siya is, ma-repeat na siya ang cycle ito 98 years. So, doon ko sa sensitivity, mga niyang muna siya ang eccentricity, gatuyok ang Earth sa muna siya. The next is obliquity. The variation of the tilt of Earth's axis away from the orbital plane. As this tilt changes, the seasons become more exaggerated. The obliquity changes in the cycle taking approximately 40,000 years. So di ba gatuyok ang Earth? So, while gatuyok ang Earth is, gatilt na siya o nana siya tilt o 22.2 basta na to 22.3 tapos 24.3 man ata to. Basta kung maano siya pag tilt bitaw siya kuhaan siya dito sa 24.3 is init daw ang kalamidad dari. Pero pag naa siya sa 22 is bugnaw ra siya. Pero kung nara sa tunga is narata sa tunga moderate lang next na niya. So, ang para makasabag obliquity, mag-isbog-isbag siya, Di kasi, di lang kasi siya kanang study at ang Earth, so galihok-lihok po na siya. Mao na siya, 21. So, karon is, naato sa 22.1, naato sa 23 day karon eh. Next is precession, the change in rotation of Earth's rotational axis.
Last na ka?
So, ang didikit ko tayo is, repeat yung cycle over 40,000 years ay repeat yung cycles pag sa 40,000 years. Then, ang precision is the change in rotation of Earth's rotational axis this precision cycle takes about 90,000 to 2230. Iya kung ano, ang precision code is yung repeat cycle niya to about 90,000 to 23,000 years. So, ang kanyang precision is caused by two factors: a level of Earth's axis in the turning around the elliptical orbit of Earth itself. So, kanya siya is marami siya katong dulaan kita na bottle bitaw na tuyok siya, pero ang katubitang sa babaw is wala siya na ano. So, ingani ko ang precision. So makabantay mo usahay nay mga lugar na dili kanang natin siya og months. For example, 6 months nga adlaw lang perminti na pag usahay nga 6 months pud nga gabi ra gyud kay tungod na siya sa precision. For example, ang Earth nadari nasa likod sa ay nadari, dis nadaring sun. So wala man sila naigo sa kahayag sa sun is so permitted na to itong nadto ay kanang gabi pero pag mo rotate na to dagtod ang kuha po sila na pong side is permitted na po buntag ana
Ang murag sa ano ba, America?
katong sa akong pole gani nganong ano kay tungod ko sa precision maganahan na bitaw. Next, another consequences of precision is a shift in the celestial pole. 5,000 years ago, the North Star was to ban in the constellation Draco. Currently, the North Star is polarized in the constellation. So, ang North Star daw is katong Earth axis is gatubang siya sa North Star ang tuban. Karon daw ay sa constellation Draco. Then karon daw ang North Star daw is gatubang na sa ato ang Earth axis is gatubang na sa polarized in the constellation of Ursa Minor. Then, during the 1940s and 1950s, the theory fell into disrepute due to radiocarbon dating, indicating a lag in cooling versus insulation and to scale problems with high-frequency glacial advances. The theory was revived several times throughout the late 1960s to the present. So, pag siya nga theory is, marang na-reject kay na-data dili yun siya perfectly match sa ilang marang experiment. Pero, in 1960s is na proven din siya nga tinuod. So, next. Another natural causes of climate change is carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is added when power and heat are produced by burning coal, oil, and other fossil fuels. Carbon dioxide is transferred to sunshine but not invisible to infrared heat radiation leaving the ground. Carbon dioxide absorbs part of the infrared radiation in the air and filters it to the ground, keeping the air near the surface warmer than it will be if the carbon dioxide did not act like a blanket. Doubling the carbon dioxide raises the temperature to 2 degrees Celsius to 3 degrees Celsius. So there is a carbon dioxide, di ba? So natural lang din carbon dioxide. Mo na ang greenhouse effect. So nag-provide siya og carbon dioxide. Pero tungod sa tao kanang pag-burning of fossils gases nadungagan ang carbon dioxide. So nasubraan, so makasira din siya sa
Kalikasan.
sa ozone sa atmosphere. Kasi ang carbon dioxide kasi is mo siya ang warm dito dali sa earth. Kaya kung wala ning carbon dioxide bugnaw kanida sa kasi monotypic na is transparent to sunshine. So ang carbon dioxide is transparent sa light pero sa heat dili siya transparent kasi mara siya blanket bitaw. Dalawa sa example dalawa. So ang infrared heat or radiation is kanang bitong makapitag init gikan sa sun. Mao na siya ang infrared heat. So natural man gyud nga di ba na heat magkudari. Kasi na yung mga excess ba? Ay, mo na lang infrared heat. So, natural na sa Earth nga, ibalik niya ang kainit sa gawas. Kaya nasobraan na. Pero, kay tungod man sa mga tao sa kaya nagkuhan sila, nasobraan nilang carbon dioxide is, dili na makagawas ang kainit. Kasi, ang carbon dioxide daw is, ginabalik niya ang kainit sa surface daw, na dapat sa gawas ang tato. Mo na ang Next is human activities. Human activities contribute to climate change. The largest non-contribution comes from the burning of fossil fuels, which reduces carbon dioxide gas to the atmosphere. Greenhouse gases, mga tanggingan, contribute ang mga tao sa climate change. Tungkol silang pagsunog sa anot, katong mga transportation na may mga aso, katong mga factory nga dagko kay mga dagko kay mga
Aso?
mga aso. So makasira siya. Then greenhouse gases and aerosols affect climate by altering incoming solar radiation and outgoing infrared or thermal region that are part of the Earth's energy supply. Mr. Yan Pukunid, and the human impact on climate during this era basically is that due to known changes in natural processes such as solar changes and volcanic eruptions, ozone is another greenhouse gas that is continually produced and destroyed in the atmosphere by chemical reactions. So, ang carbon dioxide kasi is na siya chemical na makasira sa ozone. So, harmful na siya sa atoan. So, maunang na ay climate change kasi kung masobrahan sa kasi sa kainit dari is mahitabo global warming. Halocarbons released by human activities destroy ozone in the atmosphere and help cause the ozone hole over Antarctica. While water vapor is the most abundant and important greenhouse gas in the atmosphere, human activities have only a small direct influence on the amount of atmospheric water vapor. Human activities such as surface mining and industrial processes have increased dust in the atmosphere. IPCC on September 16, 1986, an international treaty was adopted that is called the Montreal Protocol. The treaty aimed to regulate the production and use of chemicals and contribute to the ozone layer. Next. Nanato sa second to the last na topic. Effects of climate change on society. So, mga yung mga effects sa...
Dalas pa lang.
Nato may summary.
Okay.
Ano siya ang effects sa climate change?
Pero sunod na summary na.
Climate change could cause severe effects to all life forms around our planet and direct affects the basic elements of people's life like water, food, health, use of land, and direct. So, Juana, kasi yung nasabda dali
Wow!
It directs affects the basic elements of people like life, like water, food. Kung siya naka-effect ang climate change sa ato ang pagkaon, tubig, health, use of land, and the environment.
Since ano naman to?
It directly affects the basic elements of... Ikaw, ang sa'yo idea diha, ang dali.
Climate change will cause natural life from all our planets, like the reducing the harmful life, the water, food, the fuels,
Since ano po ta, relate po ta sa nature nga kuan. Yan.
Ang sapot kasi, di ba, pas ang magsasaka. So, kung permanente init,
Diba?
gani, permanente init. So, mga matay gila itong mga tanong. So, wala yung may produce sa mga Sa
Tatlong sayo,
First-
mad stress ta.
Correct.
Init kayo.
Pero sa tubig ng mga bata, dito itong mga burot ang kuan, iyon, iwang kayo, di ba, tungod po sa kaan. Kaya wala kasi dito.
Ano sa ang difference sa weather of climate change?
Ang weather is, nahitawa na sa kuan, short term. Then ang climate is long term.
Okay.
Para sa Philippines nga, sa December to May ba to kay tag-init or tag-ulan?
Bagyo.
Bagyo mo lagi sa ato, El Nino, or sa mo tang?
El Niño.
El Niño.
El Nido. Parang El Niño na.
Wala, uy!
Tama, tuloy.
Sa, wait, go with the
Sa Malawi.
right? By 2 to 3 degrees Celsius within the next 50 years, they should heat and melt faster. So, dahil po sa use of land, so, pag mukuan, pag mainit dali ang earth sa moon is, kabantay ka ng mga ice dito sa Antarctica ba or sa katong mga snow nga mga So, pag mainit is, mumelt po to ang mga ice. So, possible nga, mataas ang tubig. So, possible po daw nga, sanay, nasa ubos ang Pilipinas. So, para mawala kita siya sa mapa kay tungod sa tubig. Next! Climate change will increase worldwide deaths from malnutrition and stress mo na to. Vector-borne diseases, rising sea levels, and the warming of
Uy, Judy.
3 or 4 degrees
Mabuli ka
Celsius.
ta sa laptop.
There will be serious risk in increasing pressure for coastal protection by Stern 2007. Ecosystem will be particularly vulnerable to climate change, with one study estimating that around 50% of species
Kapit naman ni
or
Uy.
warming.
Apas lang mo. Ito din yung kwan.
Warming may induce sudden shifts in regional weather patterns like the monsoons or the El Nino, din. Melting or collapse of ice sheets will raise sea levels and eventually threaten at least 4 million kilometers of land, which today is home to 59% of the world population. Then last is summary. Climate change is a worldwide issue that we have to face. Climate change is referred as statistically significant climate variation persisting for an extended period of time. The previous climate change could bring drastic effects to living and non-living forms on Earth. Climate change is brought by several factors like natural processes and persistent human activities. Global warming is one of the major effects of climate change. Global warming threatens all life forms on Earth. It has drastic effects on water availability, food source, health issues, and land use and ecosystem. So, in conclusion, so ang climate change daw is effect yun siya o sa ato ang sa global warming o sa around